It always has been.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Sherry Schreiner. Things I want to talk about. Not looking very good for Hillary, does it? It looks great to us. Let's see. As of yesterday, there were 1,186 indictments nationwide centered around Hillary Clinton, Uranium One, and pedophiles. I'll take it. Uranium One. You know, if I were the Bundys, I think that was the name of the guy they killed out west, I would be suing the government's pants off. I hope they do, because they killed the guy in cold blood, first of all. And then it was over so President Hillary, out of the State Department, could mine the land and sell all the uranium to the Russians. That's what it was all about. And everybody knew it. And now, 4 years later, 5, it's coming out. You know, the libtards have this thing where they're like psychopaths. Well, they are psychopaths. But they blame you, call you everything that they're doing. They turned the tables. The State Department under President Hillary Clinton did whatever they wanted. And now she blames Trump for colluding with the Russians. That's what's so funny. And that's what they do. They turn the tables and criticize you and blame you for doing everything that they're doing. So we were, you know, it's almost a year to the date when we were told Hillary would be in jail. And she still isn't. It's been a year. We're still listening to the same stuff. It's the Hillary roller coaster. I'm kind of tired of being on roller coasters. I'm already on a couple roller coasters. I'm tired of the amusement parks. I want them to be amusing for a change. Be some real entertainment. And so the rhetoric is very high that once all these arrests are made, which I would refer to as the Red List roundups, that the global currency thing, there's Gesera, that I've been talking about since 2005, will kick off. You know, back then, nobody knew what the heck it was. I remember doing a radio show interview with Dr. Stan Monteith. He'd never even heard of Gesera. I think this was, in 2008? Boy, now, millions have heard of it. Although there's probably plenty in America that still haven't. But there's always the ones who never get anything. There's always the ones who see the picture or who see the big picture, while others only see a little picture or no picture at all. And so you cannot make everybody happy. And that's one thing I've learned years ago. You cannot make everybody happy. And so you just ignore it and move on. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be trolls. There's always going to be people who just simply don't understand you and honestly think you're nuts because they don't see what you see or hear what you hear. And that's just the way it is, folks. If truth comes from the Father, then what about all these people that are blind and deaf? Means they're not getting any truth from the Father. Their eyes are shut, their ears are blocked, and they're to remain that way until Father allows them to see and hear. That's just the way it is. Some people just choose that. They choose to be that way. But you can't reach everybody. You know, when it comes to family members, all I did was put it in the Lord's hands. I didn't fight with them. I don't argue with anybody. And they'll tell you that. I don't argue with nobody in my family. I just ignore it. I don't even bring it up. I don't argue. I'm not an arguer. And if somebody wants to argue, I just shut down. Totally shut down. And I put it in the Father's hands. And by doing that, it's the miracles are amazing. Some people just don't want to learn from you. They just won't, and they don't. They can't. But the Father can send somebody else their way, and then they jump on board, and they're all for it, and they're starting to hear, and they wake up that way. That's what happens when you leave it in the Father's hands. And you don't have any stress and anxieties because He's going to just take care of it. Well, some of you folks just spend too much time getting angry. Don't just shut down, walk away. You cannot deal with people that aren't meant to know anything, that aren't meant to see anything. It's not their time. So you just move on. And you deal with that small percentage that gets you, that understands you, because they're right there with you. And those are the ones you surround yourself with, while the others play catch-up, if they ever catch up. Some will, some won't. Some people have a different life's path and mission than the rest of us have. Some are meant to leave, some are meant to stay. But anyway, I'm going to start doing YouTube Lives next week. And I think that'll be a really good thing to do. I'll be able to teach a lot more and show you guys things while I'm teaching. I could pull different screens up and websites or my own notes and stuff and show it to you. So I think that'll be really awesome. Be like classrooms online. And then sometimes we'll just hang out and gab. So I think that'll be really good. A step up in the right direction. Because what's the point of having all this knowledge if I can't give it out, if I can't share it? I always told the Father, whatever you teach me, I'll teach others. And so I try to do that as much as possible. But I think some people just learn a lot better if they see. Seeing words on a screen might help you, seeing something, rather than just listening to me talk. I know this is going to be really crazy because most of my people have been with me since I started these radio shows, and now switching. Well, I'm not going to stop doing radio, but I'm going to go to YouTube a lot more. As you noticed, last year I started putting up videos, and so I think that'll bring in the younger audience that prefers YouTube, as opposed to us old schoolers that prefer radio shows, BTR, for Third Network I've been on. So I'm going to do it both ways. I think that'll be fun. So they're pounding the drums for more indictments. I was hoping for a little bit more drama than just reading about indictments going on. The liberal news isn't showing us anything. You're never going to see anything exciting on TV until they go pull the anchor out of the test chair. Go arrest them right when they're on the air. But there's plenty of them that I know are got to be on those indictment lists. Because the only way you get your own show and to be an anchor on CNN is to play ball. And you guys know what play ball means. It means they're doing the satanic rituals. They're making their satanic masters happy. And that's what they do, folks. That's the only way they get those jobs. You play ball. Just like a politician. You play ball. And all of the ones that are playing ball are the ones Trump's taking down. He's draining the swamp. And you're going to hear impeachment rhetoric. Because the libtards have this thing, and they're all libtards, even the rhinos. I mean, there's no real conservative party. If you're Republican, you don't have a party. It's dominated by rhinos, Republicans in name only. They're all libtards. They're all kissing Satan's butt. And so you might hear some rhetoric, well, if we're going down, Trump's going down with us. Trump's going down with us. Trump is in office to do exactly what he's doing. Get rid of all the scum. Drain the swamp. That's why they brought him in. Because people, the Republicans hate him. The Democrats hate him. He's the neutral. He's the one in the middle. And so they can't say it's partisan. Because he has no party. They both hate him. And that's why he was the perfect guy to bring in as president and drain the swamp. And the libtards believe that after that all happens, that he'll be impeached. That will be their payback. That he'll have it impeached. He'll be impeached, and he'll have to resign. His resignation letter's already been written. And you know, when every president goes to office, I don't know who it started. Well, it was the first time I heard about it was Obama. No, Bush Jr. Bush Jr. and Cheney. I don't know if Bush Sr. and Bill and all them before that did it. First time I heard about it, Bush Jr. and Cheney were president. They were the ones who were hiring assassins to come kill me. I'm still here, and they're not in office anymore. The assassin told me himself, so yeah, it was confirmed. And he tried 3 or 4 times. He could not kill me. Every time he'd go to shoot me, his gun would just click. It wouldn't do anything. One time he was thrown out of a tree. That's how ingenious. I think one time he was even in a helicopter. They've been trying to kill me for so long. I'm still here. None of them are still in office. Trump's the only president I've known that has no interest in killing me. Every president has had a top 10 death list. And what they do is they come up with somebody they want to kill, and you have to get 10 signatures from people on your chief of staff and whatever, those closest to you. It has to have 10 signatures on it. And they would pass it around, and I would always get hurried up and get the 10 signatures. They never had a problem with that. Everybody wanted me dead. But anyway, they had to write letters of resignation. So when you come into office, the first thing you do as the elected president and vice president, you have to write a letter of resignation. They force you to do that. And they hold that over your head. That's how they control you. If you don't do this, we'll make you resign. We'll make you, they'll frame you with child porn or, whatever they do. They're typical mistresses or child porn or pedophilia. When they want to take somebody down, they do the smear campaign. That's how you never even know if it's, when it comes to, you used to not know. Like, someone really was a pedophile. It was just trumped up charges, fake charges. Now the pedophilia is pretty much legit. They're all in it. And so either way, they made every president and every vice president since Bush and Cheney do that, maybe before then. I just heard about it back then. And so their idea is to force Trump to resign now, since all the libtards are going to be arrested from both sides of the hall, and then Trump will have to resign. But I just think that was the original idea. I think they were all sold on. But do you really think Donald Trump would become president just to have his legacy of being impeached? Do you really think? I mean, they try to say, oh, he was over in China. It had nothing to do with free trade. It was about, they were showing all the land and hotels he could put his name on or he could build. And, same thing with Saudi Arabia, putting up hotels. Really? He's like 75 years old. Do you think he wants to leave a legacy of hotels or a legacy of being one of the greatest people to ever drain the swamp there was? How much money do you need here? He's already a billionaire. How much do you need? How many hotels do you need? Would you rather have a hotel or your legacy be that you were impeached as a president? Is that the legacy you think he wants? I don't think he'll be impeached. I think that's what they sold the rats to believe. I think that's what the rats want. Because, it doesn't matter. When the Antichrist rises to power, folks, he's going to run it from the UN. He's going to control the world. And when the pole flip comes, then every nation in the world is going to be devastated. The sixth seal hits, half this country splits the country here, the Madrid fault line. America's going to be under ruin and destruction. People don't understand that. And so where would a president fit in then anyway? So cleanup duty, trying to fix what's been destroyed. Every nation in the world's going to be under cleanup duty, and then the leader in the UN is going to be running his mouth about how great things are going to be while everybody's dealing with destruction and rubble. Because he's going to control the world. He's going to control America. There's no doubt about it. The Bible already states it. So who's president at that time? He's really going to have no say. The UN is going to enforce their will on every nation in the world. They already are. I was watching this video, TV news clip, whatever, of this community. Where was it? New Jersey, I think. I don't know. And they put these Long Island. They put these cell phone towers up in these neighborhoods overnight without their permission. Got these new 5G towers in people's neighborhoods and in their yards, and they're pissed. They're angry. These towers out of here. Nobody asked permission to put that tower in my front yard, and so many feet from the road, I guess, is public property. The local government can do what they want. And the people are angry because they're worried about their kids getting sick from these towers. It should be. 5G towers have enough radiation in them that it's going to probably destroy and kill most of the world's population. You want to talk about Agenda 25, Agenda 30, whatever they're calling it now because they're in delays. It was supposed to be Agenda 21, and now they're thinking 25 or 30. But when they get all these G5 towers up, the radiation levels in this country are going to spike. People are going to be struck down with autoimmune disease disorders like crazy. It's going to mess with people's bodies. They're not going to be able to function. It's like sleeping inside of a microwave turned on. That's how they'll destroy America. This 5G network. They don't even need to shoot a gun. Just turn the 5G network on. And that's their whole plans, to introduce it at the Summer Olympics in Tokyo in 2020, introducing the 5G network. It's supposed to be fully up and running by then. And I think they said they had to put up 5,000 towers in America under the guise of better, faster internet and cell phone service. Well, I think everybody pretty much, even in the cow towns, we get cell phone service out here. Someone tell me it's for cell phones. And faster internet, yeah, that would be nice. But not at the expense of having some death tower in your neighborhood. And it's federal, so locals and states have no say in what's going on. Look at the people in New York. They're putting up these 5G spy towers overnight, and people are like, what the heck is that? People are asking me, what the heck is that? These towers just appeared in New York. And they go to the planning commissions, and no one will tell them anything. They just ignore them and shun them. Like, deal with it. Shut up. That's their basic attitude. Spy towers, radiation towers. Yeah, if they're putting them in tunnels, they're spy towers. And the spy technology. See who's coming in and out of the tunnels. It's going to be a mixture of both, folks. So that's what we have to look forward to. I know I'm cheery today. Cold flip. I'm spring. Spring. It's not happening now. I told you nothing happens in the wintertime. The Father's calendar does not run in the winter. It's like goes on hibernation. I don't say that in a bad way. I'm just saying. Nothing ever happens in the winter. The things to look for are still the arrival, what they're calling the event. The event. Christmas time. That's always a hot date for that in the winter. So regardless of what you hear for this month, I won't even pay attention to it. If they're going to do anything, it's going to be the week of the 21st to the 25th. That would be their time. Until then, I don't know, folks. I don't see much going on. I mean, they're into the red list roundup phase. I always told you it'd be them first. They would chew up their own first. Then they'll come after the big mouths. That should be like January, February, maybe, if Trump goes that route. I don't think he has so much of a say about that. Anyway, folks, I will be back on Monday night. I'm already out of time. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Special thank you to all of my supporters. I can't do this without you. And I love you all very much. All right, until Monday night, folks. God bless.